We all have to be semi-professional now.
As long as we can say fuck.
Oh yeah, that's
I knew.
normal
I knew.
vernacular.
No, I knew it was a given. I was just being funny.
Oh,
It's the most professional.
the most I think fuck is a very professional word.
I think it demands a lot of stuff.
Demands a lot. We're live.
Hi.
That is the best. All right, so welcome to our second playthrough of Hopes and Dreams. I'm gonna let everybody kind of reintroduce their characters, and where y'all are at in the story. If y'all remember, if not, I have it written down and I can help out. But I'm gonna let y'all do that, as well as introduce yourselves.
I don't want.
Don't do it. Don't introduce yourself. It's a trap.
What if I introduce
We'll
Fluffy?
figure out who you
Go ahead, introduce Fluffy.
are.
I'm good.
Oh yeah, introduce me.
No.
Hi, everyone. I'm Craig. I use he/him pronouns. Stack Overflow is my character. They use they/them pronouns because nobody really knows anymore. Stack Overflow is in the abandoned prison in his workshop, and he could probably stand to eat something because he's probably been up for like 76 hours, and is just he has a rolling chair and just constantly is literally on the move and doesn't stop. Twisting knobs, pulling dials, plugging, unplugging. And this latest go around, we learned that there's a rumor that the Citadel, who are the
Ministry.
tyrant? I'm sorry,
Ministry.
Ministry.
the Ministry. The Ministry is getting ready to demolish the abandoned prison because it's an eyesore, and they want something that's palatable to the masses. So Stack Overflow has designed basically a listening device, transmitter receiver, gave the receiver to Phantom so that Phantom could infiltrate the Ministry facility and put the listening device in there so we could hear the conversations of important key individuals in the government.
Yep.
Those are some pretty good notes.
Oh, there were no notes.
Exactly. I'll go though. I am Chamu Woodern, or better known as Slug. I am a short-tempered person. Not short-tempered. I am a cold person. Cold-tempered. With lots of pockets and a flowing beard and pompadour. And I am played by the Red-Eyed God 1, or Fluffy, how most people refer to me as. And I am keeping an eye on Cheat, and our lovely leader, and what's going on in that portion. I'm not exactly sure, but I believe we have something to do with promising someone a bath. I'm just hoping we make it out alive of this. Good luck, Cheat.
I'll go ahead and go then. I'm playing Phantom. Phantom is currently all by himself in the Ministry facility. Hopefully, knowing that his exfiltration should be about to start setting off at some point soon, trying to slip the listening device into the office of this very secret, super secret security, high security naval dock. He is almost there, which is right when things are probably right about to go wrong for him. So we'll see if he makes it out of this alive. And I am TR Grimm from Lost Guide Games. So, and I'm the one piloting him.
All right. I am Cheat. I am the leader of this little entourage here. Currently trying to help everybody safely, without any casualties, infiltrate this ship here. I have promised somebody a bath, so hopefully we all survive, and at least one of us are able to help this person get the bath that they so obviously need. I am Mimi, and yeah, that's the gist of it.
All right, and then I am their GM, Crows of Squid. I'm also part of Lost Guide Games. I also do this. There's not a lot to say. Not this early in the morning, at least. I say early, it's like 10.
That's pretty early.
All right, so where we left off, if we remember the pilot episode, I'll go ahead and read those off. The Dreamers answered a list of questions, and here are their answers. We are dreamers, and we are not enough. We are from different backgrounds, but what bonds us together is the cause. We will do what we must for what's right, but we have a rule. We protect our crew. For our last hit on the ministry, we burned down a tax building. Arson is their favorite crime.
It's cheats.
Our headquarters are located in an abandoned prison of the riverbank. The ministry recently decided to build a wall around the poorer districts. The fabricators discovered a rune that can calm a person's emotions. The syndicate recently threw more oil on the fire when they took control of the scrapyard. On the other hand, the population of Ansbach is starting to set up worker unions across the city. Their dream is to discover the ministry's plan to handle the unions. Their nightmare is that it would be too late, and they cannot stop the ministry's efforts to union break. Phantom is currently inside a Citadel warehouse wearing a uniform on a shipyard. And y'all are trying to find the rumors of the weapons on the old dead man's hand and the captain there. If Talani makes a good point, we were up until 4. This is early. All right. Once again, we are going till noon.
Noon Central.
Noon Central. So let's get this going. Stack Overflow is on the receiver end, listening into everything that Phantom is seeing and hearing, or is hearing, not seeing, is hearing. Cheat just blew up a shipping container as a
Distraction.
as a distraction. Thank you, words. As a distraction.
Were they blown up, or were they just the explosives just set?
Oh,
I
the
didn't-
explosives were just set. They haven't been blown yet. Thank you.
Correct.
The explosives have been set. They have not been blown. And Slug was watching from their sniper scope to make sure that Cheat got in and out safe, which I believe Cheat did. I believe we finished that. Cheat got in and out safely. So inside this warehouse, as we described last time. There are, of course, people shouting, a bunch of heavy machinery going. You can hear them, echo through this warehouse. There's shipping containers everywhere that are in stacks. They're using big machines to move them and stack them up. There is an office building off into the back left corner, and a rickety metal staircase that runs up into it along that back where you're facing.
Yep.
You can see it. It's right there. But there are 2 guards standing at the bottom of the staircase. And just a bunch of commotion. None of it really makes sense. It's all echoing through this shipping warehouse. It's echoing off the metal containers. They seem to understand what the shouting means, but it's not as easy.
Okay.
And y'all's receiver right now is 2-way, correct?
One
Yeah.
way.
One way.
1 way.
One way. All right. Okay, so Phantom looks around. Looking at them, do they look like they're like the similar kind of guy who was outside, or do these guys look more skilled, more on point, more etc.?
They definitely look more skilled. They definitely look more on point. You can tell by the colors they are wearing.
Okay. Okay. Um. So looking around where I'm at, is this just chaos, or is this a very organized chaos?
It's a very organized chaos. To some people who've never worked in the shipyard before, it would look like just absolute chaos. People running,
Right.
people shouting, like I said, it echoing off the metal containers, off the walls of the shipyard that you find yourself in.
Cool. All right. And looking around the shipyard, trying to see, is there any sort of like a crane operation going on anywhere? Is there, what is there for me to work with to create something to get these guards' attention?
So there is crane operations going on. There is one crane that is helping move these heavy metal shipping containers.
Right.
It's one guy in there. There are other men down below kind of guiding him. That's part of the
Yep.
shouting, is them kind of moving and guiding him. There are none of the shit, what are they called?
Forklift?
No. One second. I'm trying to remember. The police machines.
Oh, the automatons?
Right.
The automates.
Yeah.
Thank you. The automates. There are no automates in here. Frankly, it's
Interesting.
too small.
That's fair. Which explains the more skilled guards. Because quick reminder, I'm not actually in like a hidden uniform or anything. I'm in like important suit-ish.
Yes.
I'm not in a uniform.
That's right.
We hid the uniforms for friends sneaking if they wanted to. Okay, looking around. Let me see what I have.
Other than that, there's not a whole lot else in this building. You could tell you could tell the workers by the
Right.
jumpsuits that they wear versus the guards from the uniforms they wear.
I have a question for you. Because this leads into the prep work that I've been doing for this the past few days. Are there any kind of signifier, badge, that kind of thing for the people who should be working in the office?
Yes.
Would it be possible for me to have retroactively picked one of their pockets last night and taken that from them when we were out drinking at whatever bar they usually congregate to hear their woes at?
So oftentimes the people who work in the office do not find themselves at that bar.
Okay.
It's one of those standing things. Not that they don't want to go,
Right,
but if they're there, they definitely don't want to be noticed.
right. No, that makes sense. All right. In any case, I'm going to cause some commotion somehow. For these metal, are they like current style, just huge metal shipping containers?
Yes.
Okay. Looking at how sturdy does the rope on the crane look?
It looks fairly sturdy. The Citadel and all that do try to keep upkeep all of their machinery, because they don't want catastrophic failure to happen.
Right, right,
But that doesn't mean it's impossible to deal with.
right. So looking at that, looking at the crane itself, for the frame of the crane, is it welded or bolted?
Bolted.
That I can work with. I'm assuming there is a locker room / break room area.
Yes. To
Perfect.
the almost not directly next to you, but definitely to your left along that same wall, there is a little out it's not an outcropping, but there is a room that sticks out with a door.
Fantastic. That's where I'm headed.
All right. Well, as you pass, Stack Overflow would actually hear, as well as yourself, would hear, some of the workers talking amongst themselves. Maybe, a few on break. They do have cups of coffee in their hands, talking about the new rune that the fabricators found, which calms people emotions. They talked about how terrifying that is. They and then you hear one mention weapons. But as soon as they mention weapons, everybody looks around, looks at you coming down as if you are on a mission, you know exactly where you're going, and
Yep.
does this real like hush hush type thing, and they all kind of scatter. Not wanting to be seen as though they're not working.
Right.
Oh no, the boss is here.
Yeah.
Right. Well, okay, these guys have no idea who their boss actually is. For all they know, I am their boss.
Correct. You are just a very, very important looking man with your shoulders back. You are walking like you know exactly where you're going.
Right. Going in, um, dipping into the blocker room area. I'm looking for a door that would have what looks like either mechanic's grease or brushed off metal aspect from like calluses scraping against it too much. I'm looking for a mechanic's locker.
All right. So as you walk the rows of lockers, some of them open, things spilling out of them. This is not an organized room by any
Right.
means.
Right.
Honestly, it smells like sweat. It's gross. It smells like
It smells like a
seawater.
locker room. It smells like a locker room. It's fine.
Yeah, but it smells like a seaman's locker room. So it's got the ocean smell too.
Fishy.
Exactly.
That's
At the very end, there are a row of lockers that have mechanics grease on them. There are a few of them. It is not just one singular one. Some of them are open. There are 5 total. 2 of them are open. Contents are spilling out. And the contents that are spilling out are empty workman's belts. Of course, jumpsuits. Nothing really of note.
I don't know. That's fantastic. So I grab one of the belts and one of the jumpsuits and looking around. You said the other 3 were closed?
Mhm.
Perfect. How strong do those locks look?
They're not. They're the insert locks. They're not very strong. Um they're just the circle locks that normal lockers have.
Great. In that case, could I finesse one of those locks open real quick?
You're going to roll for it with me.
That's perfectly fine. That's why I said finesse. And let's go ahead and do 2d6.
Okay? That is going to be against my 1d6.
And that's a 6. I'll take the 6.
Yeah. There you go. You very successfully and very quietly open up I got a 2, by the way. You very
Right.
successfully and very quietly open up this first locker, and inside are definitely workman's tools. They're not very well kept. But you have dirty socket wrenches. You have
Perfect.
dirty socket wrenches, crescent wrenches, vice grips, things like that are just kind of strewn about this locker. There's no organization to them.
That I know of, at least. It's a mechanic. He knows where everything in his locker is.
True.
Carefully studying where everything is. Going ahead and slipping it over his suit, because his suit's made for this kind of shit. He pulls up, zips up, and gets himself into the overalls. Is there a hard hat, that kind of stuff?
No, there is
Okay.
no head covering.
Perfect. How about bandana or headscarf or something like that?
Sure, there are a few cloth bandanas that are covered in mechanics grease.
That's fine. Going to go ahead and he apologizes to his hair in advance and wraps one over his hair to really hide his hair color, and tosses another one around his face to kind of hide himself a little bit, and kind of lets himself shift and fall to almost like a little bit like Stack Overflow. He looks almost sick as he grabs a full 12 ball and wraps it around his waist and starts heading towards the crane.
Perfect. Nobody entered the locker room or heard you opening the locker. It is work hour. You're not gonna find many people going in and out of there. Again, you hear the whispers of other people talking about what the fabricators found, the
Question.
worries of what they're gonna find next.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Is there a name on the jumpsuit that I took?
Yes.
What's the name, so if someone yells out to me, I actually answer to it?
I'm looking at the books that I have on my shelf.
That's how that works.
Yes, it is. The name on the jumpsuit is Cecil.
Cecil? Perfect. God, I hope Cecil had a similar build that I do.
About to find out, I guess.
Alright.
You hear about the rumors of them tearing down the prison. Some of them for, some of them against. You hear both sides as you walk through the warehouse towards the crane. Where the crane operator looks down at you as you walk up. Oi! It's running fine. Why are you here?
I point down at one of the bays. Loose bolt got reported today.
Inspector's not doing their jobs, and he just hops down out of this
They never
crane.
do. They never do.
He turns the crane off. He looks at the boys who are waving him
Confused.
and helping him, and he just goes and shuts it off and hops down off the crane and looks at you and goes, you know, they pay their inspectors a lot more than they pay us.
You're telling me. Who do you think has to fix the shit that they leave behind?
He just kind of gives out this jovial belly roll of a laugh and goes,
Give me 10. I'll get it working. I'll get it secured back down for you properly again.
gives me an excuse to go get a coffee. As
Have one
shitty as
for
they
me.
are.
This is the start. This is the start of mine, and I have 5 other things to hit after this. Have one for me also while you're at it.
Shitty coffee, but at least we've got it. And he walks as he shouts that as he walks
Laughing.
off.
Laughs back. Laughs in return.
And he's walking back to go get coffee with the boys who were flagging him and helping guide him.
Right. So going ahead and going down, grabbing the tools, and I'm going to go ahead and loosen up about half of these bolts, not to the point where they're obvious to look at, but because of the number and the places that I'm loosening them, that if the crane does any big motions, it'll start to buckle on itself.
Yeah. I mean, people assume you're there to fix it. They can't tell which way the wrench is turning.
Yep.
However, as you work and as you turn these wrenches, you and Stack Overflow would hear more shouting coming from the dock area. Hey, be careful with that. Don't drop those. Those will go off. As they're bringing in things from the ship. And you successfully get the bolts off. I mean, that's without a doubt. Or the bolts loose.
Right. Perfect. I say a quick apology to the guys who'll probably get hurt and or killed in the process of this distraction going off for me. Make my way over towards. Did they drop the box before he stopped, or is it still hanging?
The box is still hanging. OSHA violations abound.
Right. What is OSHA? What's that? Let's go ahead. What do you mean? We're all forklift certified here. Taking a look up at the train cavity. Looking at it hanging, he's like, okay, this is fine. If it drops and explodes, not the best thing ever, but I can work with that. And I go ahead and I make my way over and act like I am looking at wiring spots along the wall as it gets closer to the time for the operator and his guides to kind of come back and get active again. Like I'm running electrical wires. I'm checking that kind of stuff. I'm checking supports.
Got it. Just kind of minding your own business, just waiting.
Right.
Got it. So 10 minutes go by. like I said, there's more shouting coming from the dock side, the dock end of this yard. They're carrying in these giant heavy boxes, these giant heavy crates. It's two-man teams on these crates. And they are struggle busting. Like these are heavy, heavy wooden crates. And you hear more of the shouting, and you hear them, telling each other, "Hey, make sure you've got it. Hey, make sure it's secure. Hey, don't drop this. Hey, we could die if we drop this." And they are moving it towards the back left wall along where the workers' lockers are. And time goes by. The crane operator comes back. He finds you, hands you a cup of just black tar coffee, and
Better than not having it.
just that putrid smell. I can smell it.
Yeah.
And goes back
It-
to the crane. What?
It is shitty warehouse coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Better than I tell him better than not having it, as I kind of like tilt the cup towards him a little bit and thanks.
And he raises it to you and goes back to his crane. It's maybe. Where's the dice? It's 30 minutes worth of work, of them moving and operating that crane as soon as he cranks it on, and moves it forward. The guy's flagging him. The bolts start rattling and it comes loose. The whole crane just. Did you do the base of it or did you do the neck?
I did a couple on the base and a couple on the neck.
Okay. As the whole crane just starts to lean. Same side, opposite sides.
Same side towards the water.
Same sides towards the water. Yeah. As it goes to do a swing, and that whole crane just leans. The bolts that you left alone are the ones that are kind of hinging it as it opens wide and from the track, and topples over. The neck snaps, and the large metal container just topples down, knocking others down as it goes. There is absolute commotion and chaos. There is shouting. There is both shouting and shock and horror. There is this high guttural screams of pain as people get crushed underneath these. As a couple of people get crushed underneath these crates.
Perfect.
And there is
Do the guards
just
leave?
absolute chaos.
Did the guards leave their post?
The guards do not leave their post.
Oh, those motherfuckers. Have a heart.
They do look over. Like, they look over and watch to see what's happening,
Right.
but they don't leave their post.
Right.
Not my job.
Right. Very much not their job. Perfect. This is fine. Slip myself back in to the locker room area real quick, as everyone else has probably already vacated it. Slip out of everything. Don't worry about tossing the tools back. Clean up my hair real quick with a towel or something. Press off my suit. Walk towards the guards angrily. What the fuck happened here?
They just kind of look at you and kind of cock an eyebrows, kind of a "who the fuck are you" look on their faces, and when apparently the workers don't know how to safely and properly do their jobs. We have inspectors for a reason. People die.
Such an effect on the bottom line for this. Look over them with this just pure "I will get you fucking fired" look. Well, someone needs to get their asses back working because we have the inspector general on his way over here. I'm the attaché from his unit, so unless you want to explain to him what the fuck is going on, and I'm going for a command on this.
Okay. So
And I am burning my extra on the extra die on this too. So Going for 3.
You're spending a hope.
I'm spending a hope on this
I
motherfucker.
believe you have to talk about it and ask the player, and the players have to agree.
Is that for a group for that? Okay, that is. So yeah, I'm burning a hope on this because if I can get up into that office, I can find this information that we're looking for, or at the very least plant the bug in the office where the people who actually make the decisions are. And going for this in this moment will kind of really give us that inside ear on the wall to make sure that everything that they're planning here, we know.
Because y'all do
Sounds
have 2 hopes. Y'all have 3 hopes. Y'all have succeeded 3 times in checks. Y'all have 3 hopes.
Right.
So does the group agree?
I
I
Yeah,
mean, his first plan didn't go through. He broke down an entire thing.
You don't know that. You don't know that. All part of the plan.
All right, and so there are 2 of them to beat. So I've got 2. I would consider this a desperate action.
There.
So I will be using 2d6 on each of them. So go ahead and we'll do that first guard who spoke to you.
6.
All right. And then we're going to do, you beat me on that one, and then we're going to do one more.
Do I get the 3 for that one as well?
Yes.
Okay. 6.
Look at you.
Woo.
All right. Well, you gained, I believe, 2 hope from that one. Because you beat me on both of them.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you gained 2 hope after spending
Barely.
1. So the guards kind of look at you and look at each other and look at you. They're not really intimidated by you, but they also don't feel like dealing with the trouble of getting in trouble.
Right. Which is more what I was going for.
And they just kind of shrug their shoulders and
Get
go
them
on
back
up.
to work.
Well,
And I just shake my head, just walk up past them up these rickety metal stairs.
and they are rickety. They sway as you walk. They creak. Yeah, they are not super secure into that wall.
All good. Into the office I go.
So, in the office, you find one individual up there. He looks important, but not suit and tie important. He's in this chair pushing numbers, doing paperwork. He doesn't even really look up at you.
Right.
He just come in, do what you need to do, leave the papers alone, as they are just scattered. He seems to know where everything is, but upon first glance, there is 0 organization.
Cool. Just glancing around at the papers, can I get an idea of like are these accounts? Are these shipping logs?
They're shipping logs. That he is, from the looks of it, organizing it into a ledger book.
Perfect. All right. So what else is in the office besides this man, his desk, and the papers and the ledger book?
There are windows that overlook the entire shipyard area.
Perfect.
There is a large desk in front of that window with a few documents on it. At first glance, the documents don't seem like a whole lot. They seem like contracts. You see, I forgot her name. Her name is in here.
The captain.
Yes.
Scorch.
Scorch, thank you. It looks like a couple of contracts. A few of them have Scorch's signature on them.
I make my way over to, and this is not the guy with the ledger's desk. This is a separate desk, correct?
Yes, this is completely separate from his.
All right, and no one else is at that desk currently.
Nope.
Perfect. All right, cool. I am making my way with purpose over there, trying not to disturb the man who is lost in the numbers. Because so long as he is focused on the numbers and not focused on me, that's fine. I am going to kind of flip through some of those contracts real quick just to get a gist of what's going on in them.
So in the contracts, you will find a bunch of different names of people that you would see populate the shipyard area, or in other areas of the poorer districts.
Okay.
Scorch being one of them. Scorch's name is signed over. You see the name Dead Man's Hand. And it is a contract to work for the Ministry and the Citadel.
How much is the sum of money on the contract?
There is no sum of money on the contract.
Interesting. Is there anything on there for what the value or payment agreement is for this, or what the returns of the contract are?
So, in the terms of the contract, you would find that the space of payment of the amount of is no payment discussed prior, documented being in parentheses, and the length of the length
Term.
the length of the term is until and there are names of syndicate members that are just high ranking, until such and such syndicate members are within the hands of the Ministry. You see y'all's actual names also on that document, searching for you, and that is when the term ends, is when those people are in the hands of the Ministry, dead or alive, and that does
Oh.
specify.
So we have bounties on our heads.
Well, the bounty being Scorch's freedom, but yes. Interesting. And it's documented on next
Yes.
to the payment, previously documented. Cool. Is that attached to this contract?
No.
Interesting. Is there a safe?
There is no safe, but there are what appears to be filing cabinets.
Locked or unlocked?
It is a set of 3. The top one is unlocked, or the top 2 are unlocked, and the bottom one is locked.
Perfect. I feel like I'm dominating this episode.
Oh, we
let's
can
see.
we can move to see what everybody else is doing real fast.
If you don't mind, I need to think.
Sure. Upon hearing a lot of what's going on, Stack Overflow, what are you doing?
My thinking was that I had for all intents and purposes, a police scanner, not necessarily this latest gadget that I've built in order to bug a particular area, but that I have a way of listening to the
Communications.
police scanner, basically. But listening to the ministry's defense forces and chatter and stuff like that. That's separate from this device that I just recently built. So I was hoping to cross-reference to see if maybe I might be able to catch, for example, all this chaos that Phantom has been creating. Has it caught the attention of either automates? You said that there were no automates there, but maybe basically, is he in danger? What can I roll to determine whether or not he's in danger? Now, granted, I know that I can't warn him, but even if I had to leave my post, or I had to reach the others, cheat or help me out,
Slug.
slug. Right. Even if I had to figure out how to reach them somehow, to basically warn Phantom whether or not he's in trouble.
Sure. So you actually don't have to roll anything.
Okay.
As far as I've read, you don't have to roll anything, but also it is quite obvious. The police scanner is just going wild with a buzz of accident, Citadel warehouse, shipping container, death, um, are the main keywords there, but it
Mhm.
is a full description of what has happened in the warehouse. Excuse me, on this scanner to the guards. They have not said anything about releasing automates to the yard yet. But there are guard forces headed that way, yes.
Okay. So I don't remember. Do we have our internal radios? Do I have a way of getting in touch with either Slug or Cheat to let them know, hey, by the way, whatever Phantom has done at the shipyard has gotten their attention, and they need to go and check it out.
I believe y'all talk about walkie-talkies.
Okay. I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah, I believe y'all talked about walkie-talkies, and yeah, you've got them. Y'all are close enough. I believe, Slug, are you still on the roof?
I'm on the roof. It's the highest point from the, I believe, from the prison to be able to see the two areas.
Okay, yeah, so Slug is on the roof. Cheat, you were just coming out of the shipping container. Were you staying nearby, or were you headed back to the prison?
So I think I'm gonna go ahead and stay nearby, kind of keep an eye out. Also, kind of have the we have the walkie-talkies, so I'm kind of keeping that handy just in case I need to try to check in with anybody. Um, but for the most part, I'm kind of staying down on the down low, trying to be inconspicuous, look out for anything suspicious, and try to distract anybody who might potentially suspect something.
Sure. So yeah, y'all have got walkie-talkies.
Okay.
Um,
Slug, cheat, copy.
Question for Cheat. Question for the DM for Cheat. Would Cheat have heard the crane go down?
Yes.
Okay.
You would have heard the crane inside the shipyard go down. I don't, and you would have heard a bunch of shouting from that area.
okay.
I'm sorry, Craig. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I just so Stack Overflow flips on the walkie-talkie and just starts slug, cheat, copy.
Yes, copy. You almost made me pull the trigger.
On who?
Guards, inbound, shipyard.
Okay. I turn my scope to look towards the shipyard, and I'm looking. I guess I'm seeing if I notice anything. I haven't got to use a skill yet.
So you would. It is very easy to notice that there is something going on in the shipyard where Phantom disappeared into. There are people running. There are people shouting. There are people with almost these makeshift stretchers going in. People with medical bags running in.
Stack,
Copy.
any idea what he did? There's a lot of people heading over there.
Negative.
Actually, you would know. You would have heard crane
That's right.
accident.
Yes, because yes. Industrial accident. Sabotage.
So a bunch of accidents.
Accidents.
He's up there rolling
Big
his eyes.
quotes.
A bunch
Big
of
quotes.
accidents.
Distance. Yes. Copy. Over.
Okay. I guess I'm going to look and see if I can see anything else that might be able to cause more accidents.
So, from your vantage point, you would have been able to see the ship in dock in that specific shipyard, and the people carrying these two-man teams carrying these large wooden crates, as well as a man on that ship shouting.
And any idea what's in the crates?
You
Stack?
would have no idea what's in the crates.
Although,
I was asking
Stack
Stack if
would.
he- if he- if
Stack would,
Stack knew.
because he would have heard. Yeah,
Yep.
so it's weapons, weapon components.
Explosives.
Explosives.
Well,
You would have heard the words explosives.
Cheat's favorite thing.
Indeed it is.
Bombs, big booms.
well then, Cheat, do I have the okay?
Yes, of course.
I'm gonna take a shot.
Just don't get caught.
4th of July, this motherfucker.
I'm gonna take
Do
a shot
it.
at the boxes.
Okay, we're gonna roll for it. I'm only gonna roll one.
I have knowledge with ranged weapons.
Yep. So
4th of
then you would roll 2.
4th
Alright.
of July, this son of a bitch.
I just need to know your highest.
Just the highest?
Mhm.
6.
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay.
Y'all are rolling 6s like crazy. It would light up. It is a chain reaction. There were still at least 5 different crates on that ship. And it is a full Citadel ship, or a full Ministry ship. It wasn't some rinky-dinky contractor ship. It was a fully armored Citadel ship that you just exploded from the inside out. There is, again,
How much does that rock the office? As close as we are to that.
it would, heavy. But I'll get to that in a second. This ship goes from the inside out. There are armored pieces scattered across the ocean, sinking to the bottom. They're scattered across the dock is gone.
I wish we had the Royal Firework Anthem from Handel. Just da-da-da-da-da-da.
Slug is up there rubbing his hands together, and kind of holding them out like
Warm.
the fire. He goes, this is nice and warm.
There's
I do
oil
always love a good
fire
fire.
yeah, there's oil fire on top of the water.
Is it spreading?
Yes,
Is it spreading towards Scorch's old ship?
correct.
Now,
I'm
the old
for
ship
it.
the old ship is the dead man's hand, right?
Yes.
Correct.
And it was a hit over the walkie.
I will let y'all go. Oh, and yes, Cheat, it would also have pretty much rocked the entire area that you're in. You would have felt the vibrations from the explosion.
I think we might have a few more people coming now, but that should be a good enough distraction to keep them busy for a bit.
Oh, and there's another bomb.
Yes.
I think Cheat definitely wants to check in on Phantom.
Okay.
So, just a reminder. The way that the compound is built for the ministry, there is no current way to contact Phantom. Besides listening in through the transmitter that was specifically designed to bypass to take you back off of the ministry's waves.
Correct. Correct.
How did Phantom respond when it blew up?
You're about to see in a minute.
We'll get back to Phantom in a second.
Cheat, if you're heading in, where are you at? I'm gonna try to look for Cheat.
Yeah, I am currently making my way around some of the shipping containers to try to find a way onto the ship itself.
I'm gonna keep
They're
patrolling the area
onto
around
the
her.
ship. What ship?
Question.
The closest one.
That's
Yeah.
what I was going. Wait, time out. What ship?
Because remember, the big ship is now all
Dock.
over the river.
Right.
The dead man's hand, on the other hand, is while still floating. There's pools of oil fire going towards it.
Yes, and it is on the inside. Like if you were to look at something, you've got the large ship that exploded, a dock next to it, and then the dead man's hand on the other side with nothing. So unless you go through what has been exploded, and or through the building, you can't get to the dead man's hand. You're welcome to go in through the front door like everybody else is, though.
Let's do that.
Okay. You're welcome to go in through the front. It's chaos. It's going to be really hard for people to notice somebody new coming in and out of the building that doesn't quite look recognizable because of just all the people scattering in.
Just grab a medical bag that someone probably dropped somewhere on their way. Just act like you're a medic rushing in.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try to use the chaos to sneak in.
Yeah. Real quick before we get back to the shipyard. Stack Overflow, Slug, is there anything else?
I feel like I've done the best that I can without leaving my crow's nest. So,
You're welcome to if you'd like to.
well, with Slug and Cheat out there, I don't feel like it's necessary.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm good.
I'm keeping an eye on a cheat of where they're going in and trying to make sure through the windows and stuff of where they're at and who's paying attention to cheat.
Okay. And then
Because
Cheat,
I know cheat's location. That's about it.
and then Cheat, once you get in, you are no longer going to be able to communicate with the walkie-talkies. So, as the Citadel ship explodes into this glorious fiery way, the whole shipyard is rocked. The building where the stairs creak, some of the bolts actually pop out of the wall that were holding the staircase in place. So it is now kind of free swinging. Held on by a few at the top. It was the ones closer to the bottom. The man that is in the building with you, Phantom, is just cursing as papers are shifted and moved. Some of them fall to the ground. It is quite a feeling.
My quarterly reports.
All the quarterly reports. The two guards at the bottom of the stairs are now paying attention and are now doing something. At the end of the shipyard towards the dock area, where they are trying to contain the chaos there.
Good luck.
There are people severely injured. There are people dead, but from the explosions and the shipping containers that have fallen, and the chaos that Phantom created. So, Cheat, what do you do?
How about we try to find Phantom?
Sure, you're welcome to try and find Phantom. Of course, searching the bottom, you're not going to find anything. Are you running? Are you kind of just casually walking?
Briskly walking. Not quite running, not quite walking. I wanted to keep a decent pace, but nothing that's going to be too hectic that I might trip over something.
Okay. So a quick search of the bottom floor, and there's nothing there that looks like him. Of course, that's that's just the way Phantom works. You hear shouting of fucking Cecil and all of this, all just a bunch of cursing about not knowing how to do
Poor
anyone's damn
Cecil.
job.
Poor Cecil.
No one knowing how to do anybody's job. There is a bunch of there's a bunch of men trying to upright the crane, but nothing that gives off Phantom. But you have two room options. You have up the rickety staircase that is kind of just free swinging from the bottom, or the lockers.
I don't know if I trust that staircase. How about the lockers?
Sure. So going into the lockers, the men that are in there kind of stop and look at you. some of them trying to get off bloody overalls, some of them trying to readjust dislocated limbs.
This is why we need unions, am I right?
What?
This is why we need unions, am I right?
And they just kind of look at you. Hey, are you a medic? Are you supposed to? Who are you? There's a
I look
woman in the
down.
men's locker room, and it's very something.
I look down at my clothes.
Who's this? What's your operating number?
Correct. If they cared about operating numbers at this point, what limbs do you have broken?
Right.
I think I must have hit my head somewhere. I don't remember.
They all
Yeah,
kind
what are you doing here?
of look at each other. They're like, who the, what the, what? It just, one of them kind of looks at you as he kind of resets somebody's arm back into socket and goes, well, if you hit your head, go see a medic.
Aren't you a medic? Looks at the arm that was just put back in the socket.
Not the kind of medic you want, miss. And it is very clearly not a medic. It is very clearly more of the workers who are in this locker room. There is no medic bag. There is nobody who even signifies or looks like a medic.
Have you seen anybody else since before you came down here?
A bunch of dead people.
Fucking Cecil.
Fucking Cecil. As somebody slams his locker.
Hey, point me in the direction of the dead people.
Just motion.
Back
Pick a
outside the
direction,
door.
miss. There are
I think
people in the
I'm-
ship. There are people stuck under the shipping containers that are smooshed, to say the least. There are people who have caught fire or have limbs kind of just everywhere at the end of the dock. And they kind of look at you and go, "Miss, I think you need to find somewhere a little more respectable to be."
I think I'm in the wrong place.
Do you exit?
Backing out, like still facing them, just walking backwards.
Kind of, I'm still kind of looking at you like, who's the pretty lady? What is happening?
As Cheat leaves the room, she yells out, "Good luck with those arms and limbs," and then takes off.
Oh, cheat. Cheat.
Could I see that through a window at all of her going into the men's locker room?
Yes, you could.
And you see her backing out of it, like her, like backing out.
My hands are up on either side, like, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Good luck with that. See you later. Bye.
Hey, Stack. Our leader just
Read you over.
walked into the men's dressing room, and now she's walking backwards with her hands up.
I mean, does she have a gun pointed at her?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Well,
Um,
She'll be out.
they're big men. They're a big person. They're grown up. I'm sure they can handle themselves.
I pick up the. I pick up. I'm assuming I'm hearing this conversation.
Mm-mm.
No.
No,
Okay.
because once
Then
you're
I'm
inside the building, your walkie-talkie got the
cut off.
cut off. Yeah.
Honestly, I think they're embarrassed.
Mistakes
Doesn't
happen.
get embarrassed.
What, Craig?
I just said mistakes happen. I'm sure she'll get over it.
Well, I'll let you know if anything else happens.
I think that was the wrong way to go. Cheat decides to go back to that shady ass looking stair.
And it is more shady than ever. 3 bolts from the bottom of the staircase have come loose from the wall because of the explosion. So that part of the staircase is just kind of disjointed and jointed up, with the part that is still barely in the wall up to the office.
All right. So I have a quick question, ability question. For this city as my playground, when dashing through roofs and buildings, get -1 cost on a check. Would this also count? Would these stairs also count
Get
for?
-1. I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah. The city is my playground ability. When dashing through roofs and buildings, get -1 cost on a check. Would this
That-
also count for the stairs, even though it's
That makes
not
sense.
technically a building?
Yes, this
mean,
would
you're still
count for
through
the
the building.
stairs. Yes, you are in a building. This would count for the stairs. I'm
Okay.
trying to figure out what exactly that means, and I think that means So
You get -1 on your roll for
Yes.
Yeah.
So because I would have used a D6 roll, I don't roll at all. And you are just successful
Okay.
in going up these stairs, and as you do, it swings. And as you reach the part that is bolted in, the staircase before you falls and clatters to the ground. Or the staircase behind you falls and clatters to the ground. You are safe where you are, in the bolted part of the stairs.
Okay. I let out a loud woo with the adrenaline rushing through my system.
Do I hear do I hear the stairs fall inside of the room?
Yes.
I look over at the guy who's in here with me. Sounds like the stairs just fell.
He just kind of looks. He just is so irritated with the whole of life right now.
On the plus side, this does buy you more time to get everything reorganized again. I say with a chuckle.
Just get out.
And go where? The stairs are gone.
I don't know. Jump off of them. I just. And he's just head desk. He's so done.
With his head on the desk, is there anything I can use to just like knock him out in the room?
There's a few chairs. There are.
Is there a paperweight anywhere?
Sure, there's a paperweight.
Perfect. There's something like hand sized, and I'm just going to, I'm just gonna walk up behind him and just go, bop. Not trying to kill him, just make sure his head stays on the desk for a while.
Sure, roll for it with me.
Awesome. All right, what am I rolling for this?
I'm just rolling. It's always D6s.
Yes. What skill would this be?
If you don't have a skill, then you just roll 1.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And I'm just rolling 1.
Hey, I'll take a 5. It's not a 6, but I'll take the 5.
I got a 4. You barely won. So, yep, that's whack, and he is just out cold. There is, I mean, like you said,
A little bit of blood. Yeah.
it is honestly, there is no blood. There is going to be a sizable knot where you hit him, but no blood. He's still breathing. He's just out cold.
Perfect.
I like to
I go
imagine it was a little replica of Scorch's ship.
It was a little carved replica of the dead man's hand.
Dunk.
Perfect. All right, I go over and I am going to finesse open that bottom filing cabinet.
Okay. Since there is nobody in the room, it would just be one die from me.
Yeah, it was not the best. 4.
I won. Oh, and you gained a hope from hitting the guy in the head.
Oh yeah, I did. Hooray! So you won this one.
Yep. So the filing cabinet, as you try and finesse it open, as you try to get it open, it just gets more and more stuck. It doesn't seem like it's coming out anytime soon.
Can I command it to open?
Oh, okay. With what cantrip?
The command spell, of course.
Cheat, what are you doing? You're at the office building. You can walk in.
Okay.
I was
You're at
letting
the
you
door.
decide
Wasn't sure
when
if
you
my
wanted
leg
to
would
walk
still be
in.
jelly. Okay. Yes, I am walking in
There you go.
cautiously.
You would see a man knocked out at his desk, and Phantom trying to open a filing cabinet.
These locks are not usually this fucking hard. What the fuck? Are you stuck? You might be stuck. Phantom says as he just hits the side of it on the bottom, like right near where the catch is, trying to just like, if there's something stuck in there, to knock it loose.
The cheat is a leaner, so she's leaning against the door frame, watching Phantom. She folds her arms across her chest.
And can Phantom just try hitting it to see if it opens real quick?
Sure, roll with it.
I'll take the 5 this time. That'll work, hopefully.
So yes, you did manage to loosen the catch.
Haha! Good. Is it loose enough for me to actually try finessing it again?
You can try finessing it again.
Okay. There we go. That one's a 6.
Oh, I also got a 6.
I have a second dice with a number on it. Do you have a second dice with a number on it?
It does not matter if you have a second dice with a number on it. There's
it
tie
says-
rules in here. There's tie rules. I have tie rules. So yes, it does open. Not all the way. It catches again, and you can hear the metal just scrape
Oh.
as it opens halfway.
He winces, like, audibly. Ask him what the hell he's doing.
Getting the information that I came in here for. What do you think I'm doing?
Well, it doesn't look like you're getting the information you came in here for. It looks like you're making a lot of noise and having some difficulties. Do you need help?
I don't think the noise in here is being heard with the noise down there right now.
Oh, dang.
He sticks a finger in her ear. I don't know. I heard that pretty well.
Just go, and he just points over towards the piles of shipping logs and documents. Just go see if you can find things for the mentioned Scorch on those documents over there, because that'll give us an idea of where all Scorch has been for the shipments that she's making.
Alrighty. She goes over to the documents.
Just
Still watching Phantom.
alright, fine.
Be that way.
Be that way.
And I am flipping through trying to see if I can find this documented agreement with Scorch.
Sure. I just want to offer time back to Stack Overflow and Slug. Of course, Stack Overflow would have heard the screech.
Yeah.
Feedback loop.
Slug, over.
You really need to stop. I'm just a simple slug. He pulls his finger away from his trigger again.
Sit rep.
So what happened?
That's what he's asking you.
What?
I have no eyes up there. What's happening?
Well, I mean, she walked into a room. That's all I can see.
Okay. I just heard a really loud screech. I had to take my headphones off. It was going to blow up my eardrums.
It looks like she's leaning on the door frame.
We don't have time to lean.
You have time to lean. You have time to clean.
She went into the room.
Okay.
We don't have time to lean is going to be the title of the YouTube video.
That's perfect.
Oh man.
So, did she find him?
Yes. Yes, she
Stack,
did.
Stack would have heard that. So yeah.
Oh yeah, because Stack, you'd be able to hear cheat now.
Oh wait, what? Why?
Because cheat's in the room.
With the bug.
Oh, right, with the bug. Okay, yes. All right. So I can hear the two of them bantering.
Yes.
They both sound like they're okay. I guess they're arguing with each other, which I mean, yeah, typical.
Oh yes, the stairs did fall.
Well, I mean that's not surprising given the explosion.
That's true. I'm gonna look and see if I see any like people like automatons or anything running towards the place now.
So yes, now, and you actually, Stack Overflow would also hear on the police scanner about the ship explosion, and you would hear the words. They are automatons. Is that what they're called?
Automates.
Yep.
Automates. Thank you.
Yep.
You would hear the release of automates. They gave a specified number of 4 automates to the area.
Automates inbound. Automates inbound.
I can see them.
I mean, you could barely see them. They had
Yep.
just come into view.
They're there. I see them.
Is there a way that I can? We talked about something retroactively. So we know that the bug that I created was only one way, but is there a way that I could have built in some type of, even if it was just an
Force.
alarm, like a warning beep or something like that, that Phantom would know if I activated it, that even if I couldn't give him any details.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Sure, I believe that's perfectly fair. Especially with the plan that y'all had put in place, the couple of days y'all took to plan for it. I absolutely do agree that would be put in place, and it's not a loud, high-pitched squeal. It is a kind of
Just a chirp.
Beep.
yeah.
Beep.
Yeah.
Is there like an acknowledge? Is there something I can press on to like send like a beep back? Or I have the phone. I can just say, all right, acknowledged. I say as I toss the bug actually into and up and over the broken part of the file cabinet, trying to get it to sink into back behind where this door gets stuck.
Okay. I'm not gonna make you roll for it. That's such a cool thing. Yes.
Perfect. I toss that back there. I'm quickly going through, and this point I'm doing it rapidly. And I look over at Cheat. All right, we leave in 3 minutes. Come on, hurry up. Find whatever you can with Scorch on it, whatever you can for that. And I'm looking specifically for the document with Scorch and anything in relation to orders or documents with the unions involved.
Sure. Cheat. You
Yeah.
would find 3 different document packets. of information regarding Scorch's whereabouts, where she goes, where she delivers, what she delivers, the price of what she delivers, in these logs, and they are organized. They're still there, to be able to grab, and then Phantom, you would find 5 different packets, 2 of which have Scorch's name on them, and then 3 more that a quick browse through, you would see the words Union and Demolish all across it.
Perfect. Cool. Can we retroactively make one more thing?
What?
I feel like this would be a good. I feel like there'd be a. I mean, I know that there's the hopes mechanic, but I almost feel like there should be a way to generate
A flashback
like
mechanic.
a flashback or just retro like
A retroactive
prep points
mechanic.
or something like that. I don't know. It just seems like there's room there.
Right.
Mhm.
Let me
Um,
see. No, flashback isn't in here. I just want to make sure that I'm not missing that
Right.
mechanic.
Because like I am willing to, if everyone's okay with it after I'm explaining to it, I'm willing to spend a hope to do this because I think this important for us. Retroactively making sort of like a little like quick shutter spy camera.
I mean, I feel it's like I almost feel like it's a little redundant, but I mean, it certainly doesn't hurt.
If we take these documents, these kinds of documents, they will know they are missing.
Well, it stands to reason. Wouldn't Phantom have something like a microfilm camera or something? I mean, he's the face, like
Right, but that's not an inherent part of my kit. See what I'm saying? Like I don't want to make unless GM,
Sure.
would I have something like that already?
I mean, that would make sense to me. That's why
Okay,
it was
perfect.
hard
Never
for
mind.
me to
All
remember
right. Well,
if there
here's
was
the
a
thing.
two-way.
Here's what I have. I have an ability called we could try my new prototype. So
Maybe it's one that instantly sends it to you.
either it instantly sends it to me, or it's just literally it's just it's James Bond's microfilm camera. He pops it out, boom, bing, bing, boom. You take a picture. I mean,
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, that works for me.
Perfect. So yeah, and I'm just quickly pop, flip
I
page,
mean,
flip
it
page, flip
literally
page,
says
flip
the
page.
description of the ability says when needed, pull in a new prototype gadget to fix a problem. So guess what?
Perfect.
I sent you out with my new micro camera.
Perfect. And that's and again, filling up all of the pages, filling up all of the film if needed. I'm just documenting like 3 pages at a time, putting them out on the documents. Snap, 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 snap. Just like quickly flipping the pages, going through all of it.
Okay. Roll with me to see how many you get.
Cool.
And I'm going to
Single
be
die,
rolling
multiple
2
die.
since this is a desperate action.
Single die or 2 die.
I'm rolling 2.
Okay. What could I roll this with finesse because I'm doing this quickly, but I'm being accurate with it.
Sure.
Perfect. Let's go.
She has,
6.
You get a 6. Okay. So
Let's go. 1.
Right. Oh, I've done that before too. Don't worry.
So yeah, you get through the documents. There are actually there are no missing pages. You rolled a 6. You get through the documents. They are in full document pictures. Maybe a little fuzzy to read because of the time period we're looking at for cameras.
Right.
But overall, they are there and you have them.
Perfect. All right, I put those back and I just like kick slam the door back closed because I'm assuming this thing gets stuck on the regular with how it was reacting to me. So yeah, they're not gonna think anything too odd about that. I toss the camera over to cheat real quick, get some pictures of that. We can't take them with us, and then we need to get out of here.
And then I'm also going to have cheat roll with me to see. You're going to get pictures, but to see how many. And then poor Stack Overflow hearing that just screech. and
Mhm.
slam of that metal cabinet.
I apologize first before I click it. Like, I apologize to Stack Overflow for this before I click it close. Sorry, man. Boom.
Ah, that's all Slug hears. Ah,
We just talked about this.
they're making too much noise.
Well, they're going to be making a lot more if they don't hurry.
Too-
The automatons are coming.
Too spiky.
Cheat, roll with me to see the documents. You're going to roll a d6 or 2 d6s if you have a skill.
Two.
Okay. What did you get? I'm sorry.
I have a 3 and a 5.
Okay. So my highest is a 6, so you're not, and the difference is very small. So you're not going to get all of the documents. You will get most of them. You'll get through 1.5 of the 3 packets total of good pictures. Again, fuzzy because of the time quality for cameras, and then as the more rushed you get through it, the more kind of off they all are. You'll still be able to make out some of the words, and that's about half another document. So you've got a document and a half, or a packet and a half of pictures, of good pictures, and then half a document packet of kind of wonky pictures before y'all have to get out.
There's about 10 pictures of just your thumb over the camera.
All right, time to figure out how we're getting out of here. Looking around at the windows, do any of these windows back onto the water itself?
No.
Shit.
Oh, there's Phantom. I can see him at the window. He looks panicked.
Looking around, are there any of the tall stacks of boxes near where we're at?
Inside or outside?
Outside.
Outside, no. Outside, it is empty except for a few small crates of things at the bottom.
Cool. Okay. About how high up are we, do you think? 2 stories, 3 stories, 5 stories?
Probably about 4.
Ugh, that's not a height you want to fall from. Are there any drainage pipes or anything near any of the windows?
Are there any drainage pipes or anything near any of the windows? No, and in fact, I'm going to actually use the countdown mechanic that we have here, and starting the clock for 3 minutes.
Okay. How much of the stairs are missing?
The bottom third.
That's not too far.
You
can
would
make
be about 2 stories up from the end of the stairs that is still intact.
I look over at Cheat. We can fall 2 stories and still be all right, right?
Depends on how you learn, but yeah.
If we roll with it.
Why not?
Cool.
What else?
Let's
What
go.
other choice do we have right now?
4 stories and then a cement finish. So
2 it is.
2 it is. Phantom opens up the door, holds it open for her because Phantom is a gentleman.
Phantom
After you,
has
boss.
2 minutes to be a gentleman.
Right. After you, boss.
Things from here until we hit the minute mark are going to be desperate actions, which means I'll be rolling 2 die.
All right, so go ahead and are we rolling with finesse for our landings?
Yes.
Perfect. Go ahead and go first. So 2d6.
Yes.
Yes, you.
I just rolled, and it is a 6 and a 5.
Perfect. So you land with no scathing injuries. You land fine.
5 and
They
4.
just jumped.
Phantom also lands just fine with no scathing injuries or anything.
Just not as graceful. All right. So, with everything going on, at that point, I reach down, grab a medic set. I flip my coat, um, taking it off, flipping it around, giving it a more dungy look. Grab a medic satchel that one of the medics probably has next to someone where they're moving it over. Tell that medic, I'm going to borrow part of this. There's someone over here underneath this piece of machinery. I need to go assist them, and just start moving towards the exit with it.
Everything here is going to be a hopeless roll. You have 22 seconds to get out.
And just beelining it towards the exit. I lean over. Act hurt is what I say to Cheat as I support her.
Okay. I'm going to have y'all roll for me. Time is up. We are all going to roll. I'm rolling 3 to determine how y'all make it out. Because y'all did reach the exit before the timer, but
can I roll with the sway on this?
Sure, that would make sense to me.
Okay, cool. Double sixes.
Okay. And then Cheat, roll for me.
A 5 and a 4.
I hit a 6 on that one. So, everybody looks at Phantom.
Actually, hold on. Wait a second. I have something for this.
Go for
Wait
it.
a second. Because I have a this isn't what you think, and that allows me to take a -1 off of yours when I'm using sway to get out of a situation.
Okay, so I'm going to re-roll. What was your highest Cheat?
It was 5.
5? Okay. Well, we tied. So, of course, Phantom, everybody looks at you and goes, oh, yes, medic, medic. As you are walking a limping Cheat out of the building as fast as y'all can. However, because of the chaos, because y'all are moving fast, Cheat actually does trip, twisting an ankle. Y'all make it out safe before the automates get there, but Cheat is injured.
Turning it from an assist to a princess carry as Cheat slows down because we are not fucking working with this, and I am making my happy ass back to the prison.
Congratulations. Y'all have reached the prison.
Yay!
That timer is scary.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is. Fucking yeah, it is.
That timer
So
was scary.
when you're calling out that timer in seconds, is it IRL seconds or is it?
It's IRL seconds. I actually have a timer on my phone that I had going.
God.
It wasn't you have 3 in-game minutes. No, you have 3 real-world minutes to figure out how the hell you're getting out of here and get the fuck gone.
And is that baked into the game, or is that something that you did as a GM?
So, okay, so there is a timer baked into the game. Here it is, countdowns. Cinch urgency, the countdown. Countdown always hints at a worse outcome. Work together to resolve the scene. And then you draw a track mode. But because this didn't really have a track mode, it was just a hey, get out. You didn't have to worrying about getting people's attention or anything like that.
Right.
So like, and we could talk about this more in challenges and stuff when we talk about it at the end. But yes, there is a countdown baked into the game. I just kind of tweaked it a little bit to fit the situation.
It was good. It was good.
So y'all made it back to the prison.
I toss the camera to Stack and say, I think we have at least almost everything we need on this.
Now I just have to figure out how to develop it.
I thought you knew how to develop it already.
Develop what?
What did he say?
Of course I do.
From way up top. What?
Right?
It's no big deal. Tomorrow night, I don't know, sometime
It's
2:15
the
in the
bomb thing
morning.
again.
They'll all
It's the
just click.
bombs. Oh yes, didn't we set some boom bombs?
Right. Like, so I look over at everyone. It's like, man, blowing the ship like that was a great distraction that you guys came up with.
Wait, what distraction?
We didn't blow up a
Blowing up the ship, that was the distraction, right? Guys.
I'm in the blowing up department. I don't know. Don't ask me.
Cuts over to this poor innocent syndicate ship getting ready to leave port.
with all those bombs placed on it.
Actually, question for the GM. I'm assuming with everything that happened, the ministry would be searching everything in the surrounding dock areas, correct?
Yes, correct.
What happens when the ministry finds the bombs in the syndicate's stuff?
Oh, I don't know.
Bad day for the syndicate?
It's a bad day for the syndicate because that is where Cheat planted those bombs.
And it was bombs to destroy everything on the other side.
Oh, right. So, let me see here. So,
Job success.
not only a job success, but after the film is developed by Stack Overflow and documents are read through, y'all will have achieved y'all's dream.
Yay!
Yay.
Y'all would have figured out the ministry's plan to handle the unions, and it is not pretty. It is not fun. It is violent.
Blowing them up.
It is, yep. It is lives at any cost necessary. And so y'all have achieved y'all's dream.
We did it.
Break the spirit.
No, and I apologize for focusing on Grim. I thought that was going to be a lot faster to get through it. I didn't realize it was going to take.
Ah, it's a sneak. It's a sneak thing. It makes sense.
I was like,
And
yeah, no, it's going to go fast. We'll get in and out, and then we'll focus on the whole group again.
It's like a James Bond film or something like that, where you have the tech person that is there, you have somebody watching from outside, and you have Bond who's in there. We're just following him with the camera the entire time, and every so often we check in
He's
with
playing
a voice
baccarat,
check.
he's flirting, he's
Yep.
having a drink.
Oh my goodness. So, after y'all achieve a dream, after the group achieves the dream, the world around them changes, but so do the characters. So the world around you has changed. And this would be if we continued playing, and this would be
Right.
like a story shift situation. Y'all have achieved y'all's dreams to figure out what they're gonna do with the unions. You now know what the exact plans are and how the automates and this new tech of calming people's emotions down is going to be used, and you're able to warn the people. You're able to tell
Like that shit.
you tell the union organizers that they need to stay a little quieter. Here are the plans, and they believe you. And as the world shifts and changes, the ministry looks at what used to be these rioting, loud unions and go, well, I guess we don't need to worry about it so much. Especially after the explosions on the docks and them finding the bombs in the syndicate, them believing the syndicate was the cause of of everything, the chaos that happened in the shipyards. The dead man's hand is permanently damaged from this, and in everything you learn that Scorch is not a traitor of the rebels and of the dreamers. that in fact they found a way to get at her and give her no choice but to work for them. And so now the focus is off of you. The focus is off of the unions. They no longer are targeting their unions. They're targeting the syndicate.
Isn't it kind of interesting how, they have this room to control people's emotions, but it wound up backfiring because as soon as we learned about it, we told everyone to calm the heck down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you don't calm down, they're going to make you calm down, and it's going to be way worse.
You're not going to have a choice but to stay calm.
Right.
Cool heads prevail.
So that is Hopes and Dreams. And I know we still have some time left, but I kind of want to talk about it. The mechanics, what y'all thought, things like that.
I like it. Personally, I like simple. I've been in TTRPGs for a very long time now. What I like about simple systems like this is they are quick, but there's still a lot of thought that goes into it. This is a game that is very easy to pick up. It's even easy to quote unquote master as much as one can a game like this. But there's interesting ways of looking at the skills that you have and saying, okay, looking at my skills, how does that inform how my character makes their decisions and do their actions?
I can go along with that because along with the skills and stuff, I chose a lot of skills that involve shooting and stuff for the character. Some of that I didn't really get to use, but that's okay because that's what I chose for it. In different situations, those would have happened. That would have been
Right.
really good.
One thing I liked about Phantom was Phantom doesn't have a single combat skill,
Mhm.
which is not something that I usually play. I usually play something that has the ability to, in some ways, fall back on a violent solution. So for Phantom, it was a very much, okay, how do I talk? How do I bluff? How do I control and lie my way through all of this without having to really hurt anyone? I mean, yeah, he knocked out the one guy, but that happens.
Sometimes you just find a cool paperweight you got to hit somebody in the head with.
Right?
I really hope you kept the paperweight.
No.
Oh,
Actually, probably.
it's just sitting somewhere in the prison now, just on the table.
You'll move it around just to irritate each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Who the fuck moved my ship?
There's just giggles throughout the prison.
It would be Stack Overflow that'd be like, who moved my shit? Yeah, exactly. Because as soon as that paperwork came back, it's like, oh, it's mine now. And then as soon as somebody picks it up and moves it, it's like, where did it go?
Stop yelling at me while I'm trying to shoot people.
I waited for a trigger to go off. I waited for a headshot to happen.
Bang.
Oh shit, I shot Phantom.
Oh,
Oh no.
we only hurt the ones we love.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
It looks like Phantom hurt themselves when they jumped from the upper story.
They somehow got a
I swear
head
I
wound.
didn't shoot them.
So as a GM, I really like the system. It's broken down very well. I'm gonna pull it back. I'm gonna put it all back up. It's broken down very well. I think one of my favorite things is it does include really neat mechanics like the countdown mechanic, and the challenge mechanic. So, I determine the challenge of everything, and we go from there. The track modes are 3, 5, 8, or 13. The bigger the challenge, the bigger the tract. And then whether you beat the challenge or you don't beat the challenge, it's best 2 out of 3, 3 out of 5, things like that. And that's what happened with the countdown too. But the countdown that I did was a little different. I decided that it was a rush countdown rather than like, hey, you got to get the guard's attention in this amount of time. RP did an excellent job of breaking down what everything is and what it all does. And I like that I didn't use the Oracle at all. I actually kind of forgot the Oracle was there. That's my bad. RP really likes his Oracles.
Indeed.
And
But they're there for when you get stuck, and I mean, you have a good handle on things, so
I would say we never really got stuck. So
that is true.
No, it was pretty
That is true. And I do like the
clean move.
checks. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just agreeing.
so the bonuses, the relative bonuses and penalties, they're removing or adding dice.
yes,
Yes. So if if you were to make a check, you always start with a 1d6. Always, no matter what.
You're
Um
building dice pools.
Exactly. If you're skilled or knowledgeable, you add another d6, and then if you want to spend a hope, you add that third d6. And then on my end, if it was a daring action, it's a 1. If it's a desperate action, it's a 2. And if it was a hopeless action, it was a 3, which is why when I started with 3 minutes, 3 minutes it was a daring, 2 minutes we were getting desperate, and at the minute mark and down we were getting hopeless. And then it's got interpreting the results, and it's always on the side of the player. And that's something that RP specifically put in here for the GM, was that you are your players' cheerleaders. You are on their side. You are trying to help them win. The dice are the enemy. Let the dice be the enemy.
that's a good way of looking at it too, from just a general RP
The scenario
perspective.
in general. The scenario is the enemy. The scenario
Right.
is the enemy. The dice are the enemy. Yeah,
But the GM is
Right.
not.
and the GM is another player.
Right.
Exactly.
And
And I go ahead.
that's what I like about a lot of RP stuff is there's the very strong sense that the GM is another player at the table. The GM is part of the group and really does kind of want the party to succeed. But recently I listened to a podcast that had Maria Iyengar, Brennan Lee Mulligan, and Matt Mercer in it. And one of the things that Brennan Lee Mulligan said that really stuck with me is, the goal of the GM is to get the characters to this, get the players to the ending they want, get the characters to the solution they want, while making sure there are enough obstacles in the way that the player is also enjoying themselves. And I think that RP's way of setting up their games really kind of emphasizes that, because the goal is always for the players to try and succeed. That's the hope. The hope is always for the players to succeed, but make it interesting along the way.
Make it interesting and make it seem like there's a reasonable
Risk,
enough
yes.
reasonable enough chance of failure to make it. There's what was it, the Chegg principle that says that if you create your own, it's not satisfying if you create your own opposition. Basically, I want to say it's something along like a corollary to that, almost like there's got to be a
Right.
reasonable sense of
Opposing force.
right.
Yeah.
Imminent calamity.
Yes.
Yeah, and the thing he has here is it's really interesting, because while as a GM it's your job to like add stuff to the world around them, in this one specifically it's a, hey, does your character know about anything from this district? Where are you from? And it really puts weight on the player's shoulders to go, yeah, my character's actually from this district. I would know these things.
What I like about that also is, and again, I think once this game is fully fleshed out for all the districts all over the world and that kind of stuff, this is going to be a really good, for lack of a better term, teaching tool for new players for how to immerse themselves within a world. Because that's something very hard for people who are especially new to TTRPGs in general is, here's my character sheet. this is all my character is. You
Mhm.
know, my character is numbers on a page with a name. The GM will take care of the world. The GM will tell me what I need to know about the rest of it. You know, and that's also a trick that I like using when I'm building and running games is, okay, you're this. Who was your childhood friend? You know, who was your childhood friend? You know, what had your parents worried when you were growing up? You know, and I think that this game is going to be a really good tool for new people to the hobby in general, as well as people who might not be used to that kind of play, because it is a lot of, you know, Graysville's for Phantom is like, yeah, Phantom is from a upper middle class, you know, upper middle functionary family. You know, was raised to be a good boy, was raised to do all that, but he had friends that weren't, and that kind of impacted who he was as a person. And I learned that through the character creation.
I'm really excited to see this whole thing fleshed out. I know he's still working on it. They're actually going to be playing next Sunday at 12.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So they will be playing next Sunday. I don't know. I think I think they're going to be live streaming it. I'm going to have to see if I can catch it. But I agree. Overall, this game is going to be just wonderful. With the characters he's fleshed out, the system he's got, it's a good system, and I like dice pool systems personally.
Yeah.
I think it adds an amount of hopelessness, and it's not complicated. It is not complicated. It is your high die
You
beats my
max
high
it
die.
3. Right. There's no math. There's no anything. There are no modifiers. There's no multipliers. It's just a roll the die. You know, and what I like about it is there's a sense of hope with it. Because even if you have a single die going against 3 dies, you still have a 1 in 6 chance of rolling a 6.
Yep. And it's a moment. It's a moment of desperation of, I'm not the most skilled in this situation, and it is hopeless, and we are running the clock down. But here we go, and
But there's a chance.
there is a
Yeah.
chance, and I could roll, and the GM could roll 3 1s, and all you have to
Right.
do is roll a 2 at that point, or even a 1.
Right.
You just have to match me.
Right.
And it allows for this moment of just, oh my god, oh, we did it. You clipped the right wire on the bomb.
Yeah. By accident.
By accident. You might not be a bomb technician, but you heard somewhere clip the red wire, and boy, did you do it.
I was all skilled until I was colorblind.
Yeah.
But no, I as always, for a Fari RPG, they're always fun to play. They're always good to play. I think that we are. Do we know what our next thing we're going to be doing like this is yet?
No.
Okay.
I know everybody's super, super busy, so I figured I would do a couple
Great.
of just solo or 2-player games.
Okay.
I do want to play Simulation at one point.
I do too.
Are we talking about for next week or
just in the future?
In the future.
The next whatever we get dragged into.
Yeah. For Mimi and I, purchasing a house is kind of consumed our lives.
True. We could play Shadowlight.
Could play Shadowlight.
Nudge, nudge. Wink, wink.
Say no more.
Say no more.
Right.
Say no more.
Nod's head, Shadowlight. Have to do research.
That is Craig's game.
It is Craig's game.
Uh-oh.
But All right, it is on the hour, so I'm gonna let everybody introduce or exit themselves one more time. Let's see. Mimi went last, so we'll start with Mimi. Mimi, where can they find you?
Mimi is BRB.
Mimi is BRB, never mind. So then we will go into Grim.
Hi, I'm TR Grimm. I am one of the principal designers over at Lost Guide Games for Traumabond Studios. You can find me over at Traumabond Grimm, I think. Is that what I am? TBS Grimm?
TBS Grim.
TBS Grimm. For updates and bad GM takes, as well as information about a project that have we fully announced our project?
Yeah, we've announced Neon Shadows. Everybody
Okay,
knows about Neon
I can't.
Shadows.
I don't.
What's
again,
Neon
life
Shadows?
happened. The thing you're making art for, dum dum.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, if you like Aetherpunk a la Arcane or
Sad
similar or sad people, there's a lot of sad boys, and girls. If you like themes of growth through community, rebellion against establishment, and just generally hate capitalism, go ahead and keep an eye on any of the Traumabond Twitter accounts, and you'll get some more information as we get closer.
All right. Fluffy.
Hi, I'm Fluffy again. I survived. I always expect to die in these. I really
Y'all
do.
reached y'all's
Because
dream.
before we begin the thing, I usually try my best to just annoy the DM so that she does try to kill me.
You
But-
succeeded in burnt matches. You almost died in burnt matches.
I tried. But I am Fluffy. You can find me at Red Eyed God 1. I remembered this time.
Hey, proud of you.
And I am with Traumabond Studios. I am one of their artists. I draw a lot of pictures, and I'm drawing pictures for the Neon Shadows.
Thank you, Fatalini, for posting up that information on Twitter handles.
Hi, Fidelity!
Hi, Fidelity.
It's my
And
favorite
Craig.
part.
Hi, I'm Craig Tezrak on Twitter, TEZRAK. Craig Hatler on itch, craighatler.itch.io, Craig Hatler Games. I have published Persona and Shadowlight, the game and the rules respectively. Well, actually, Shadowlight the game, Persona the rules. And it's an SRD right now. Both are really SRDs right now, and are ongoing work in progress.
Aren't all the projects we work on truly, really?
Yeah, pretty much. So it's whatever I can manage to drum up the serotonin to fixate on. So, or whatever I fixate on that drums up the serotonin. It's got kind of it's a Mobius
Loop.
strip.
Oh, I felt that one.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Mimi, I saw that you turned your. I'm assuming you're back.
Yes, I'm back.
Where can they find you?
Yes, so you can find me on Twitter at Mimi Riley. I am starting to kind of get my Twitter back up and going again. You can also find me at Facebook at Mimi Riley as well, or Mimi Nicole, whichever, if you wanted to find me or if you wanted to just sort of follow my pages. After we get moved into the new house, I have some projects that I'm going to start posting updates on and such that I'm super excited about. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys there.
Awesome. Well, our motley crew of dreamers have reached their dream in this playthrough of Hopes and Dreams. Thank you so much, Fari RPGs, for allowing me to do this. This is always so much fun. I love the games he creates. I know we've talked all about that, but you can find me here. I'm usually here. Oh my god. Mostly Fridays. Here lately. We are doing a big charity event at the end of this month. Last Saturday of the month, we'll be raising money for Mental Health America. Myself, Fatalini, who is in chat, Viking Viking Gaming, and Astaroth, two other streamers that I play horror games with. we are raising money for Mental Health America through Twitch charity this year. Working on Neon Shadows. It is built on the Belonging Outside of Belonging with our own little
Big modifications. They're not little modifications.
they're quite large. We added in a special card mechanic that we are very excited to get tested out. I will actually be working on that after all of this. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter. I run the Lost Guide Games Twitter. I also run my own Corrosive Squid. You can find us at Itch. We have a coffee now.
We do. We do have a coffee now.
We
I
have
forgot
a
about that.
coffee now. That we will at some point get everything up and going correctly on coffee. But thank you guys, everybody, so much for coming.
Yay.
Let me actually see if there's anybody to raid into, because I know there's a couple of people playing and streaming today. Ooh, Of Gods and Games is going right now. Oh, he's doing a world building stream.
Raid it. Pillage.
Yes. Let us all go say hi to Of Gods and Game Masters, who's doing a world building stream right now. He actually just started it, so we're all just gonna go say hi to him. Thank you guys again so much for coming and watching. It is always so much fun, and we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.
What a world, what a world.